Hey there, welcome back to the channel. If you've ever found yourself caught in a relationship where you're giving more than you're getting, or maybe you sacrifice your own happiness just to make someone else happy, this video is for you. Today, we're diving into something that can completely change the way you approach not just your relationships, but your whole life. We're talking about Stoicism. Yes, that ancient philosophy that's been around for thousands of years and still holds powerful lessons for us today. In this video, we're breaking down 9 things smart men should never do in relationships, according to Stoic principles. These are the timeless lessons that will help you protect your mental health, value your time, and become a more confident, authentic version of yourself. So, if you're ready to take control, stand strong in your relationships, and build a life that's not just about surviving, but thriving, stick with me. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and give this video a thumbs up if you're ready to harness the power of Stoicism in your relationships. Let's get into it. 1. Guard your past. When it comes to relationships, it's natural to want to connect with others by sharing personal stories, especially about your past. However, in the spirit of Stoicism, there's a powerful principle about guarding your past. Your life story, your triumphs, your failures, your challenges, is yours alone, and revealing too much too soon can expose you to unnecessary risks. Think about it. Have you ever shared something deeply personal with someone, only to have it thrown back in your face later? Perhaps you confided in a partner, only to find that they used that information against you during an argument. It happens more often than we realize, and that's exactly why protecting your past is crucial. Stoicism teaches us that there's wisdom in being selective about what we reveal, especially when it comes to the challenging parts of our lives. For instance, consider the famous philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche's insight that old ideas may come back to challenge us. This is particularly true when it comes to revealing painful or sensitive details. What you share today could be used to hurt you in the future. Your past is a part of who you are, but it doesn't need to be a weapon for others to wield. The Stoic approach is clear. Keep your past personal and protected. Share only what is necessary to build trust or create connection, but don't allow your vulnerabilities to become ammunition. By holding back some parts of your story, you maintain control over your narrative. This doesn't mean you should avoid vulnerability entirely, but rather be wise about when and with whom you choose to share your deeper self. Protecting your past isn't about hiding it. It's about preserving your integrity and emotional safety. In relationships, this principle empowers you to create boundaries that foster respect, trust, and mutual understanding, rather than exploitation. 2. Face the fear of being alone, asterisk. In today's world, it's easy to feel like we need someone else to feel whole. Society often reinforces this idea, making us believe that being alone equates to being lonely or incomplete. But Stoicism teaches us a different perspective, one that emphasizes the power of embracing solitude and using it as an opportunity for self-discovery and growth. We've all experienced the fear of being alone. It can be unsettling, uncomfortable, and sometimes downright terrifying. The idea of not having someone by your side, especially in times of need, can lead us to make decisions based on fear rather than what's truly best for us. We might settle for unhealthy relationships or rush into connections just to fill the void of loneliness. But Stoic philosophy urges us to face that fear head-on and redefine what being alone really means. Instead of running from solitude, the Stoic approach encourages us to see it as an opportunity to explore ourselves, our thoughts, passions, desires, and goals. Solitude isn't something to be feared. It's a chance to deepen your understanding of who you are and what you truly need in life. By embracing this, you not only become more comfortable in your own company, but you also become more capable of entering relationships that are truly enriching, rather than rely on them to fix you. Think of it this way. Being alone doesn't mean you're incomplete. It means you have the chance to become whole on your own. You don't need someone else to fill a gap, because the truth is, the only way to be fully fulfilled in a relationship is when you've already learned to be fulfilled in yourself. So, next time you're faced with the fear of being alone, try to shift your mindset. See it as a time of reflection, growth, and clarity. When you stop seeking others to fill your void, you begin to realize that the strength to live a complete and meaningful life is already within you. 3. Manage your time wisely, Time is perhaps the most valuable resource we have, yet it's often the one we take most for granted. In relationships, it's easy to fall into the trap of investing endless hours and energy into someone or something that doesn't truly add value to our lives. But Stoicism teaches us that how we spend our time directly impacts the quality of our lives. When it comes to relationships, it's essential to be mindful of where we direct our time and energy. Think about it. Have you ever found yourself in a relationship where you constantly feel drained, overlooked, or undervalued? You might be giving your all, but if the relationship isn't reciprocating, it's like pouring water into a leaky bucket. Stoic wisdom reminds us that time is precious, and we should never squander on relationships or situations that don't nourish our growth or bring genuine happiness. Instead of waiting for validation or love from others, focus on building a life that brings you fulfillment, whether it's through personal growth, hobbies, or achieving your goals. Take back control of your time. Invest in activities that nourish your mind, body, and soul, things that enrich you as a person. Whether it's reading, exercising, traveling, or simply spending time with those who truly value you, prioritize these meaningful moments. Stoicism teaches us the importance of living intentionally. When you focus on cultivating your own happiness, wisdom, and growth, you become a more whole and complete individual. Relationships then become a choice, not a necessity. You're not seeking a partner to complete you. You're choosing to share your life with someone who enhances it. Remember, you don't have endless time, so don't waste it on relationships that don't serve your higher purpose. Create boundaries, protect your time, and use it to create a life that aligns with your values. The more intentional you are with your time, the more meaningful your relationships and your life will become. 4. Celebrate your achievements, In a world that constantly demands more from us, it's easy to overlook our own achievements, no matter how small they may seem. But Stoicism reminds us of the importance of celebrating our victories, big or small, and recognizing the progress we've made on our journey. It's not about seeking applause from others, but about taking pride in your own growth and accomplishments. How often do you take a moment to acknowledge your success? Whether it's a small personal victory, a professional milestone, or overcoming a challenge, these moments are worth celebrating. It's important to recognize that every step forward counts. Even when the world around us seems focused on bigger and more flashy accomplishments, don't forget that your personal growth matters just as much. Celebrating your achievements doesn't mean being arrogant or self-centered. Rather, it's about building confidence and reminding yourself of your resilience. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle and grind, constantly striving for the next goal. But when you fail to stop and celebrate what you've already accomplished, you miss the opportunity to strengthen your sense of self-worth. By pausing to recognize your progress, you reinforce the belief that you are capable, that you are growing, and that you deserve recognition, even if it's only from yourself. Stoicism teaches us to be self-sufficient in our sense of validation. If we rely too heavily on others to recognize our worth, we risk losing sight of our own value. Instead of seeking constant approval, learn to reward yourself for the hard work you've put in. Treat yourself with the same appreciation you would show a friend or loved one who's achieved something important. By cultivating this practice of celebrating your achievements, you'll build greater self-confidence and a stronger sense of self. This self-validation will make you less dependent on external recognition, allowing you to move through life with greater peace and purpose. 5. Safeguard your mental health, In today's fast-paced world, we often prioritize everything else over our mental health. Our jobs, relationships, obligations, and the expectations of others. But the Stoic philosophy reminds us that without mental peace and emotional well-being, nothing else truly matters. Your mental health is the foundation of a fulfilling life, and protecting it should be non-negotiable. Imagine your mind as a house. Every decision, every person, and every situation you allow into your life is like either strengthening or weakening the structure of your home. If you continually sacrifice your happiness to please others or to maintain unhealthy relationships, it's like setting your house on fire to keep someone else warm. It may seem noble at first, but in the end, you're left with nothing but destruction and emptiness. It's easy to fall into the trap of putting everyone else's needs ahead of your own. Whether it's staying in a toxic relationship, constantly trying to meet others' expectations, or ignoring your own emotional needs, we sometimes forget that our own mental health should be our top priority. Stoicism teaches us that we are responsible for protecting our own peace, and that includes setting boundaries, learning to say no, and not sacrificing our happiness for the sake of others. When we allow others to infringe upon our mental well-being, we lose control of our peace and become reactive to external factors. This leads to stress, anxiety, and a deep sense of dissatisfaction. But by protecting your mental health, you create a solid foundation of inner strength. You become less dependent on others for your happiness and more capable of responding to life's challenges with calm and resilience. Remember, your happiness and mental peace are not commodities to be traded away. They are the bedrock of a fulfilling life. So, take care of your mind, guard it fiercely, and never let anyone or anything jeopardize your inner tranquility. 6. Be true to yourself, asterisk, asterisk. Have you ever found yourself saying yes to something you didn't want to do just to keep someone else happy? Maybe you've agreed to something in a relationship because you didn't want to disappoint the other person, even though deep down it went against your values or desires. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Many of us have been there. But Stoicism teaches us that the most important relationship we can have is the one we have with ourselves. To live authentically, we must first be true to who we are, regardless of external pressures. Living authentically is about more than just avoiding lies. It's about having the courage to reject anything that doesn't align with your core values. When you say yes to things that conflict with your beliefs or desires, it's like putting on a mask and suffocating your true self. Over time, this leads to feelings of resentment, frustration, and even self-doubt. It's easy to lose sight of who you are when you're constantly trying to please others, but the Stoic way is clear. Be true to yourself and live a life that reflects your authentic values. In relationships, this can be challenging. We all want to be liked, accepted, and loved. But when we compromise our authenticity to gain approval or avoid conflict, we undermine the foundation of any healthy relationship. True connection can only happen when both people are willing to show up as their authentic selves. If you constantly hide your true feelings, wants, or needs, you're not only doing a disservice to yourself, but to the relationship as well. So ask yourself, are you living in alignment with your true self, or are you living for the approval of others? If there's something in your life that doesn't sit right with your values, don't be afraid to say no. Embrace your uniqueness. Stand firm in your convictions and make choices that honor who you truly are. Living authentically is the path to a deeper, more fulfilling life. 7. Don't sacrifice your path for others, asterisk, asterisk. There's nothing more painful than living a life that isn't truly your own. We've all felt the pressure to conform, whether it's the society's expectations, our family's desires, or the influence of those around us. The constant push to meet others' standards can make us lose sight of our own dreams and aspirations. But the Stoic philosophy teaches us that our path in life is uniquely ours to walk, and sacrificing for the sake of others can only lead to regret and frustration. Imagine trying to wear shoes that are too tight. Every step you take is painful, yet you keep going, thinking you have no other choice. That's what it's like when you try to live someone else's life or follow a path that's not true to who you are. It may seem like an easier route at first, but it only causes inner turmoil and disconnection from your true self. By conforming to others' expectations, you're losing the most important thing you have, your authenticity. Stoicism encourages us to embrace our uniqueness and stay committed to our own journey. It's tempting to want to make others happy or to fit into the mold they've created for us. But true fulfillment comes when we pursue our own goals and live a life that aligns with our values and desires, not someone else's. Every decision you make should bring you closer to your authentic self and not further away from it. So, ask yourself, are you living your life for you, or are you constantly adjusting to meet others' expectations? Don't let the fear of disappointing others keep you from following your own path. The only way to truly live a life of meaning and fulfillment is to honor your own dreams, passions, and goals. Your journey is yours alone. Don't sacrifice it for anyone else. 8. Prioritize relationships with friends and family, asterisk, asterisk. In life, the relationships that truly shape us and support us are often the ones we overlook the most. Our family and friends. These are the people who have been there for us through thick and thin, offering unconditional love, guidance, and encouragement. Yet, in the pursuit of romantic relationships or external validation, it's easy to neglect these foundational connections. Stoicism teaches us the importance of maintaining a solid support system, as it's these people who help us grow and stay grounded. Think of your family and close friends as the foundation of a house. They provide stability and strength, supporting you through the highs and lows of life. In contrast, a romantic relationship, while important, should never be the sole source of your emotional support. If you focus only on one person, neglecting your relationships with others, you risk creating an imbalanced foundation. This imbalance can lead to isolation and, ultimately, resentment. It's crucial to remember that your family and friends are your safety net, your emotional anchors, who have always been there for you and will continue to support you in ways that others cannot. When we prioritize a romantic relationship to the detriment of our closest relationships, we run the risk of losing that balance. Over time, you might find yourself disconnected from the people who matter most, simply because you place someone else on a pedestal. Stoicism reminds us to honor the people who've been part of our journey from the beginning, valuing them as essential to our well-being. So be cautious. Don't lose sight of the people who have always supported you in the pursuit of someone else's approval or affection. Nurture your friendships and family bonds. They are the bedrock of fulfilling life. In doing so, you'll create a balanced, resilient foundation that allows all your relationships to thrive, including the romantic ones. 9. Avoid obsessive devotion, ***. There's a fine line between showing love and devotion in a relationship and becoming so consumed by someone else that you lose sight of who you are. When we become overly obsessed with someone, it can slowly strip us of our sense of self-worth and individuality. Stoicism teaches us the importance of maintaining balance in all areas of life, including relationships. Becoming too focused on another person can overshadow our own dreams, goals, and even our own identity. Imagine constantly orbiting around someone like a satellite, always catering to their needs, desires, and expectations, but neglecting your own needs in the process. Over time, this can erode your confidence and self-respect, leaving you feeling like you're living in the shadow of another person's life rather than your own. This obsession isn't love. It's self-sacrifice at the cost of your own well-being. Stoicism reminds us that we are the center of our own lives, and no one else should have the power to dim our light or define our worth. It's essential to recognize your own value and worth, independent of anyone else. Your identity, your happiness, and your dreams should not be dependent on another person. Healthy relationships should enhance your life, not take away from it. The Stoic principle of self-control encourages us to be mindful of how much of ourselves we give away and to ensure we're always nurturing our own growth, both personally and emotionally. So, take a step back and ask yourself, are you truly being the best version of yourself in this relationship, or have you lost yourself in the process? Don't let anyone, no matter how much you care for them, make you forget your own value. Maintain your sense of self, pursue your own goals, and live a life that honors who you are. When you do, you'll find that you can give more to those you care about because you've nurtured the most important relationship, your relationship with yourself. #, lessons learned and practical applications. From the Stoic principles discussed, we can extract valuable lessons that apply directly to our relationships and overall well-being. Here's how you can apply these principles to your life. 1. Guard your past. Lesson: protect your personal history and don't share every detail with others. Your past shapes who you are, but it's not something to be exploited. Practical application: when you're entering new relationships, take time to establish trust first. Share what's necessary to build understanding, but don't let your vulnerabilities be used against you. Keep your boundaries intact and only disclose what feels right. 2. Face the fear of being alone. Lesson: being alone does not equate to loneliness. It's an opportunity for self-reflection and growth. Practical application: if you feel the fear of solitude creeping in, take time to nurture yourself. Engage in hobbies, practice self-care, and invest in your personal development. When you're comfortable in your own company, you will attract relationships that add real value to your life, rather than seeking companionship out of fear. 3. Manage your time wisely. Lesson: time is your most precious resource. Don't waste it on relationships or activities that don't bring fulfillment or growth. Practical application: be intentional with your time. Create a schedule that prioritizes activities that bring you joy and help you grow. This could include setting boundaries in relationships where your time or energy is not being reciprocated. 4. Celebrate your achievements. Lesson: recognize your own growth and progress, no matter how small. This fosters confidence and self-worth. Practical application: take a moment each week to acknowledge your accomplishments. This could be as simple as acknowledging personal goals achieved or steps taken toward greater emotional health. Reward yourself for your progress. 5. Safeguard your mental health. Lesson: protect your peace and mental well-being at all costs. Your happiness is not a commodity to be exchanged for the comfort of others. Practical application: set boundaries with people who drain your energy or bring negativity into your life. Prioritize activities that support your mental health, such as exercise, meditation, or spending time with loved ones who uplift you. 6. Be true to yourself. Lesson: never compromise who you are to please others. Live authentically, aligned with your values and beliefs. Practical application: in your relationships, make decisions that reflect your true self. If something feels off or goes against your values, practice saying no. Don't be afraid to disappoint others if it means protecting your integrity. 7. Don't sacrifice your path for others. Lesson: stay true to your own journey. Sacrificing your dream for others will only lead to resentment. Practical application: stay focused on your goals, even if others may not understand. If you're tempted to abandon your dreams for someone else, remind yourself of your purpose and why it's important to follow your own path. 8. Prioritize relationships with friends and family. Lesson: your support system is invaluable. Never sacrifice these relationships for someone who may not offer the same level of support. Practical application: invest time in nurturing relationships with family and close friends. Ensure that these connections remain strong and grounded, even as you navigate romantic relationships. 9. Avoid obsessive devotion. Lesson: don't become so consumed by one person that you lose sight of your own value and identity. Practical application: in your relationships, maintain your sense of self. Remember your own dreams, goals, and passions. If you feel yourself becoming too fixated on another person, step back and refocus on your own life. A healthy relationship allows both individuals to thrive, not just one. By applying these Stoic principles in real life, we can cultivate stronger, more meaningful relationships while also ensuring that we stay true to ourselves and maintain balance in our emotional and mental well-being. Thank you so much for joining me today as we explored these timeless Stoic principles and how they can transform not just our relationships, but our entire outlook on life. Remember, by protecting your peace, staying true to yourself, and managing your time wisely, you can create a life that's not only fulfilling, but deeply meaningful. If you found value in today's video, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and let me know which principle resonated with you the most, or share how you've been applying Stoic wisdom in your own life. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on more insightful content like this. Hit that notification bell to stay updated, and feel free to share this video with anyone who could benefit from this perspective. Let's keep this conversation going. Together, we can continue to grow and build lives of purpose and peace. Stay wise, stay stoic, and I'll see you in the next video.